Hello there everybody, welcome back to Pokemon Platinum. And now today everybody, we are going to be entering the next city of where we can go for where we can found the next gym called Pastoria City. Now now the Pastoria City is also home to of this game's Safari Zone, as I mentioned as I mentioned several times. But the Safari Zone actually has a different name, and it's called it's actually called the Great Marsh. Why is it called that specifically? Well, you'll find out once we actually enter it. Now there was that Galactic run that we just saw, and he said something about a smashing event for Team Galactic. Wonder what he meant by smashing. Now, oh yeah, that's right, and this billboard of a Croagunk, halfway, which I take a picture through, wasn't exactly there in Diamond and Pearl. That was actually added, in this game. Now here we are in the Great Marsh. Here we are now. Here we have Sinnoh's Safari Zone, the Great Marsh. Now, just like with all the other Safari Zones, the Safari Zones of the past games, you can only use 30 Safari Balls that you get by always paying about $500. Now there will be a time limit for every step that you take. Just be forewarned about how many steps that you have taken. And if you happen to run out of Safari Balls, then that would be an automatic game over for you. Yeah. No, anyways, now for the Pokemon here. Now for the Pokemon capture mechanic in the Safari Zones, as per usual. Now you can throw because you don't exactly get to battle these Pokemon. Now you can't just chuck other Safari Balls at them. But however, most of the time they will just happen to run away from you whenever they feel like it. Although there are some things that can actually help you actually catch these Pokemon or not. Like say if you throw baited them, they will actually stay. They will actually have a more. They will actually improve on the less chance of the Pokemon from actually fleeing from you, but it will actually make the Pokemon much more difficult to catch. But however though, if you actually throw mud at them, they will make it so that it is much more easier to catch them, but it will make them but it will have them less they will actually have more of a chance to run away from you. because you really have to be careful, like, of, like, if you actually want to catch, like, these specific Pokemon that you can, like, find here. And speaking of which, and speaking of the Pokemon that you can catch here, now, as we saw from that, collector who actually had a whole bunch of Pokemon, he actually have Pokemon that you can only find here. Like, say, Yama, Krogok, Swoopy, Tropius, and, like, Carnivine. But, however, like, there are other Pokemon that you can't find here. Like, say, Hoot, like, say, Hoot, Noctowl. And as we saw just recently, that we're actually new right now, Wooper and Quagsire. Then we also have Rosalia, Staravia, and like B-Barrel. But and apparently Drapion and Toxicroak can also be found here too. Now, if you return here after you get the national dex, there will be much more Pokemon that you can find here, like say Paris, Execute, like Kangaskhan, Shroomish, Gulpin, and a Kecleon, and if you return here with the a Super Rod, then you'll be able to find yourself like a Kavajas here, and if you have your GPA like a Fire Red like installed into your DS, then you'll be able to find yourself like an Oddbox here too. So yeah. Now there is the one specific gimmick that's most people really do not like about the Safari Zone, and it just so happens to be the mud. Or to be specific, there are specific types of mud places where you can actually be stuck in place until you actually move the D-pad around several times, until you actually hop out of the mud. But however, don't be so sure that you're always safe from the mud, because there are times where you can actually get yourself stuck multiple times. So yeah. And also another thing about the Safari Zone is that in the middle here there is this express train here, and it's the only way for you can actually get to a specific locations into specific areas without having to use other timer for your light counter. Other timer for your light counter, in order for you to actually give the timeline in order for you to actually get to a place to place in this area. And speaking of place to place, this whole Safari Zone is actually split up into different sections, and like I said before, the only way for you to actually get to these specific locations is that you can actually you have to take the express train in order for you to actually go there. In order for you to actually go there, in the first place. Now that was basically the end for my Great Marsh adventure. Although I did manage to find Wooper and Quagsire there, and not only that, but I managed to capture it. But I also managed, but I actually managed to catch not only a Wooper, but I also managed to capture a Yama. So yeah, there's that too. So I guess that wasn't a total waste. Yeah. Now, like, as I was saying about the mud, now, yeah, that's why most people really don't like about, Generation 4's Safari Zone. However, that also got me thinking, now that Sword and Shield have been released now, if they do happen to make, the Gen 4 remakes, since we haven't exactly gotten like a proper Safari Zone ever since Generation 4, or to be more specific, this game, because Hardcore & Soul Silver Safari Zone acted like as if you were actually in charge of that Safari Zone and not exactly having to do effort not for to make it into an actual challenge for yourself. And for Gen 6, the Friend Safari only works if you actually have made friends online. So yeah, they haven't exactly made a proper Safari Zone ever since a Platinum, really. Now, since you haven't exactly done that ever since Platinum, and since they did, and since Sword and Shield did introduce of the wild area, I wouldn't exactly be surprised if they just so happen to create to make the Great Marsh into this game a Safari. Into Sword and Shield, a Safari Zone mechanic. Yeah, I wouldn't exactly be all that shocked if they actually did do that. Now, as you guys saw earlier, there was this guy who will only make your Pokemon learn certain moves that it gets by level up, unless you give him a hard skill to do it. So let's just say if you ever want to let's just say for example, if you want your Piloswine to if you want your Piloswine to evolve into a Mamoswine, and since it can only learn engine power by relearning it after it evolves from Swinub, then you're definitely going to need at least one hard skill to do it. Then you're going to need at least one hard skill just to do that. Now, after I talk to these two people here, then that is when we'll be seeing that's when we go into the Pastoria gym. Alright now guys, now that's everything we have to do here. So let's go to the gym. Oh, Barry, hey, run kind of fast much, don't you? Whoops! I'm sorry, part of your gym trying me. So let's go do it, buff your Pokemon, eh? I'll test you your Pokemon right now to see how buff and tough you are. Yeah, that's right, everyone. And now get ourselves into the fourth battle against Barry. Now, since his team doesn't exactly change all that much, ever since since the last time we fought him. Now the only major difference is that his Pokemon are now in the level 30s, or to be more specific, level 34 up to level 36. Although there is something that I don't get. Most of his Pokemon most of his Pokemon that he has right now, they can actually evolve around that certain level now. So I honestly don't get why his Pokemon, why most of his Pokemon hasn't exactly evolved all that proper yet. Because well, let's just say a Weasel, it should already be a Floatzel. Well, at least the Potenton actually makes sense. And as for the starter he has, they should at least be at their final stages at this point. Now for the Stravia, yes, it should have evolved at this point too. But as for his Celia, now the only way for you to actually evolve your Roselia into a Roserade is that you need to have a shiny stone in order for you to do it. So I guess it sort of makes sense why he would not have his Roselia evolved at this point, since he probably does not have a shiny stone at this point. Okay, now here we go. Now for his last Pokemon is starter. Now look. Look. I'll show you what I mean. Stars on the starter. How about that? Yeah, yes, yes, right. Right here, as you can see right here, his starter Pokemon is at level 36. So you should have at least expected his starter. So you should have at least expected his starter to be evolved at some point, right? Especially for his Grotto. Especially when he has the Grotto, because Grotto's Grotto's actually evolve at level 32 instead of level 36. So you should have at least expected for his Grotto at least to be able to be fully evolved, but I guess not. But anyways, now to my rambling on about his not evolved his Pokemon. Now we just defeated Barry once again. Huh, yeah, maybe it did get a little bit tougher since last time. I guess I gotta be less careless. Oh yeah, I joined Mr. Wake as his apprentice, like I wanted my own theme song. You probably heard him singing. Yeah, you probably heard him singing, like we actually heard him sing before. Yeah, back when we were in Velstone City. Yeah. But anyways, now that we defeated Barry once again, now after getting ourselves healed up, that is when I'll be ending up this part. And so everyone, for the next part, we shall be challenging the Pastoria Gym. And so to the next part, see you guys next time.